Breann McGregor, I would like to know just from all of you, what have you all been doing to keep yourself focused through this outside of your work? You know, I know that we all have our responsibilities or whatnot, but something that either you've picked up or you find, like maybe you found out you love cooking, or you know you're good at sewing, or I don't know, what is keeping each one of you focused?
I guess I'll start. One thing that has helped me, well, how do I describe it? So basically, Notlim and I have this show.
How did you know I was about to say that?
I know you.
Like, I already knew, because, yeah, okay, you explain so.
Okay, so basically we have this show that we love. It's called The Last Airbender, and then there's also another series called The Legend of Korra. And so we really liked it because it was something that kept us going, because it's something from our childhood. We used to always watch it, no matter, like if it came on, we would stop everything just to watch it.
Yeah.
And so we would just watch that. And so in the series, there's one person that's like this all-powerful person, and they're called the Avatar. And so basically they're the hope, and they bring peace to the world, and they always help everyone that they can. And so one thing that's helped me is by meditating, because in the show they always like to meditate to get their mind off of things or to help them with things. And I'm like, you know what? Let me try it. And so I tried it one time. I was like, this is actually peaceful. This is actually nice.
Wow.
Yeah. So like the show is basically about it's basically I don't know if it's a planet, I don't know, but basically it's about different people, and some people are benders, so benders can bend elements like earth, fire, water, air, and the Avatar can bend all four. So I know it sounds kind of crazy and out of reality or something like that. It's not something that we can relate to because we don't have powers like that. But it's just some of the things they say in the show is really wise, and it's something that we can relate to. So it's really helped me in a lot of ways, because it's reminding me that, you know what, I have to look at the progress I have made and acknowledge the growth that that needs to be made at the same time. And it's okay if I'm taking a little bit longer, because I shouldn't have to rush, to meet some other person's expectations or compare myself to another person's level, because what's for me is for me, and things take time. So
yeah. Absolutely. And I love that you just said that I have to look back at, a lot of us are always thinking about where we're not at instead of looking at how far we've come. So we should always look at what we've done to get to where we are and appreciate that, because that's where you see your growth, instead of worrying about like, well, I'm not there yet. Yeah, but do you know where you were to get to where you are right now? So that's it's awesome. So Shay and Twain, is there anything that you guys have, Twain, sewing or needling or
no.
Well, for me, I started a Spanish class 6 weeks ago.
Whoa. Okay.
So I took Spanish in high school, and I know vocabulary words. So when I hear it, I just listen for those words that I know to
¿Cómo está?
Bien. ¿Y tú?
No.
She said, yeah, okay.
Like, yeah.
Sí, señorita.
I always say no, like say no.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
So I started that because we frequent Mexico and a lot of islands, So
yeah, I think have you all been able? So there are a list of countries or islands actually that we're allowed to travel to. Have you guys made any plans for trips or anything like that?
Well, we have a trip coming up in December that we put off. It was supposed to be a family trip because Twain had 2 nieces to graduate, plus Notlim's graduation. So it was kind of going to be family coming together to celebrate the cousins graduating. And so that was in June, and then we put it off to August, and now we put it off to December. So perhaps it'll happen in December.
Anything that Twain, that you've found out about yourself that you didn't know before? Maybe a very sensitive.
Don't say nothing nasty.
No, I mean, besides the porn sites, no, I'm just kidding. Look, you see how he just looked at me like that? I had nothing to say but that porn site. He looks like I'm talking about him. I'm not talking about him.
No, I'm not
just
talking about that.
I'm just talking.
I was just talking about you. You said you wasn't born.
No, I just said that. But you know what? This is what has helped me. My business has improved, increased sales and whatnot, and that's great. I'm getting a new facility closer to my home, so that's I'm waiting on that to happen the 1st of October. But I look at this whole thing like the third month of this year, 2020, is when everything hit. Now we have another 3 months before the year is out. Okay, so I plan on making it better. But between that time, what me and the wife have been doing is we'll binge watch television, Netflix, whatnot. We always try to watch something that's comedic, something to keep us in laughter. We're mindful of what we're eating. I'm cooking a lot more. I have a background in culinary, so a lot of you don't know that, but they always, we want Dad to cook, but they don't want to wash the dishes. So it's an even trade. Okay, I go buy the food, and then I come back with the food. I prepare the food, then therefore they must wash the dishes. It's so simple. Anyway, it's always, we don't want you to cook, Dad, but we want you to cook, Dad. So I've been cooking a little bit more, trying to do some house duties sometimes if I can. I've been on the internet a lot, doing a lot of research.
When?
I appreciate not having I got to take the whole day and clean up the house. No, I'm out getting it. I'm out working. So, you know what? When I was growing up, the parents worked and the children would clean the whole house. Trash taken out, washing dishes, cleaning the floors, anything they have to do to keep the house together. So I try to contribute and do a little bit more, even if it's just folding clothes and watching television with Shay.
This is true.
So I try to do a little bit more.
On the laundry side.
But the thing is that I have goals. And so going back to even with Notlim, I had goals to, we're going to have you in a type of script analysis or a screenwriting class because she's not going to college. She's taking on the acting full time. So I've had goals like, when you graduate, you're going to get a new car. So this way you can take yourself to your auditions or self to your job, and whatnot. So all that's halted a little bit, but they're still learning how to drive. And then we're also TJ's getting into it as well. So now he's back in school. There's still auditions going on. So it's kind of making me a little bit, I see a little bit more light at the end of the tunnel, because the craziest thing is the auditioning process now, the self-tape auditions, honestly, I'm getting more auditions than they are. When it used to be that I would coach for them, and then they would book the jobs, and I would sit back and good. You booked this, good. But now the auditioning process is coming for all of us. Dog is still the dog. You see the dog.
To say platinum, I missed you.
Actually, I had an audition with the dog, so they was real close to getting that one. But the auditioning is happening right now. We're starting to get back into the groove. We're very cautious about people, letting people around us and whatnot. But things are happening. I'm looking for the next 3 months for it to be victory. Not besides, the president being out of here and getting a new president. I'm just looking for a lot of victory. So I have these expectations for this family to rise. So during this particular time, there's been some goodness out of this. I've made good out of this 2020. You know, people are saying, oh, Friday the 13th is a bad number, or 666 is a bad number. Now they're saying 2020 is a bad number. It's a lot of people that have passed and that have been loved ones. We can't even go to the funerals and whatnot.
Yeah.
So we're just thankful that, you know, our family, most of our family, a lot of people in my family are still alive and they haven't caught COVID, which a few have, you know, passed away, even friends. But we're making the best of it. So we got to be all we got here in this union. When things start picking up, we, you know, we'll, you know, this whole thing bothers me. Like, even one thing that I didn't mention is we used to take like 3 family trips per year. Like, you know, it'll definitely be me and my wife, and then it'll be the family. So what I do is I go on YouTube and I look up how the trips are being, people going on trips. Yeah, the vlogs. Yeah, I look at that and I get a little inspired. We look at a lot of the home family show. What is it called? Family Home. What is it called? The show. House Hunters and all that. We look at that because we're looking to get into a home, hopefully next year, the first 3 months of the year, but getting to a new home and just getting our stuff together, you know. So that's where we are. So that's where I'm at right now. So, you know, I'm not finding it so bad. It is bad that I can't just like, oh, babe, let's go to a Friday night movie theater. Let's all go take in a movie. We're taking the movie in the house, but we're safe. So we like to have popcorn and go out and do the things we used to do. I'm sorry. So in that, we you know, I'm making the best of what we can do. And we're trying to work out in the house.
Amazing. You really
Best we can do, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to Shay, is there anything that you've learned about yourself? Sewing, knitting, maybe rock climbing, or
Not
her.
climbing.
skydiving?
That kind of rock.
Okay.
He's always got to mention one of the C's, right? Well, well, so is there anything that you've learned, like a side of you that you're like, hey, I didn't know this about me, or are you finding a hobby that you're picking up again?
Well, I'm picking. Well, I'm.
But you said the Spanish.
I've always. What?
No, it's okay.
I picked up. Look, I always cook and clean.
But you did say Spanish, but I messed that whole thing up when I said "cómo está," and then I had no answer to it. So I'm like,
Yeah.
y'all are so cute.
I'm just taking up the Spanish. I mean, I'm cooking, I'm cleaning, I'm talking to everybody in the house, and I'm staying informed because I know with the kids, they like to like step back a bit, like, okay, it's too much.
And I understand that. But I'm glad that you guys, you know, as parents are like there to kind of alleviate that. But, you know, I guess eventually, hint, hint, Notlim and TJ kind of like just kind of know what's going on out in the world. But I'm sure you guys do. I mean, you guys all are. I think you guys are really doing well with
Thank you.
despite what's going on. Like, with what's going on, you guys are making the best of it with what you've got. And I think that that's really fantastic. And I just want to say thank you guys so much for making time out of your schedules, because I know that you guys are all busy, and participating in this project that means so much to me.